Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye! All citizens come forth! Hear ye, hear ye! The town crier will give you news. This is the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall be seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should be changed for light and transient cause, and according to all expenses have shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same objective evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide a new guard for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies. Such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Britain is a history of repeated injury and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. King George has refused to pass other laws for accommodations of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in legislation, a right estimatable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of the people, for record, the sole purpose of fatiguing them to compliance with his measure. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to the laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of offices to harass our people and to eat our substance. He has effected to render military independent and superior to the civilian power. He has combined with others to subject us to jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledgeable by our laws, giving his assent to acts of president legislation, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefit of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond the seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for suspending our own legislators and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He's abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has constrained our fellow citizens and taken captive on the high seas to bear arms against their own country, to become the executioner of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. In every state of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. a prince whose character thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant. It's unfit to be this ruler of a free people. Thank you.